Okay, so this is Joanne Wilson from BarExamSuperhero.com, the only place on the web where you are going to find superheroes and the bar exam in the same URL. I was literally sitting here recording my last video that I posted about essays, and I started getting in several messages. So I decided I have to address this because it got me a little bit worried. I addressed it in another written thing, but at this point, or a written blog post, but at this point, I doubt very much that you all can still muster to read as long as that blog is. Anyway, so I get a lot of people sending me messages right now that are, you took your simulated exam, you didn't do as well as you thought you did, and you think you shouldn't take the bar. Now, here's the thing. I work with a lot of retakers. I love my retakers. I think they're fabulous. I actually kind of enjoy working with them a little bit more, but it's because they look at things so differently. Um, I have several retakers that I have worked with or talked with, and they find that the reason that they didn't do well is because several of them postponed. Several panicked and they got to the last second and realized, like, oh, I don't think I can do this, and then postponed the bar exam and left it for another day. Seems like a great idea, except the fear builds when you leave things and you don't finish them. So this is why I'm concerned when people say, oh, I'm not doing so well, or I don't think I know everything, I'm going to postpone. Because I don't want that fear to build inside of you before the next bar period. I want you to realize that everybody right now feels this way. I have tons of messages on my phone that state this. So if you are one of these people, you are not the only one. I've got emails, I've got text messages. Lots of people are saying, I don't want to take this. I'm not prepared. No one is prepared. Honestly, no one, anybody who tells you they're prepared, no offense, they're lying to you. No one feels good enough to walk into that exam right now. So don't let that get to you. The other thing is that by postponing, yes, you'll create the fear, but the other thing is, how do you know you're not going to pass? How do you know you're not going to do well? You could walk in and maybe you have an awesome day and you rock it and you end up getting like a 180 on both sides. You'll never know if you don't try. And that's the thing is you at least have to try. You've put in what 10 weeks of work at this point. To bail out now seems to be counterintuitive. Um, why give up on what you want? If you went into the bar exam, my theory is you want to practice law. I mean, it's common sense, but at this point, I think you might have forgotten that. But you wanted to practice law at some point along the line. You wanted to be in a courtroom because you need your license to be in said courtroom. So if you wanted that so bad that you signed up for the bar, you put in 10 weeks, you gave up holidays and family and vacations and maybe jobs, why are you going to back out at this point? Um, you're at the wire. All you got to do is hold yourself together for another 2 weeks. I know it seems kind of impossible right now because mentally you're drained and you're annoyed, and the thought of reading another book or another outline seems to be the last thing on the face of the planet that you could ever want to do. Um, but it's only 2 weeks. Like, think you could do a lot in 2 weeks. And I've said before, if you know me, I learned more in the last 2 weeks than I ever did during all of bar prep. And the thing is, because your lectures are done, you're not putting new information in your head. You're able to really hone in on the areas that you struggle with. Like me, it was BizOrgs. I spent 3 days going through BizOrgs. I was never so grateful as to see that BizOrgs showed up on the bar. I was terrified and I hated the fact I'm not a BizOrgs person by any means. But I was glad I had those last two weeks, because February bar we had less time than you guys do. But you have time. And to back out at the last possible second, I mean, it's just, do you really want to throw all that away? Do you really want to sit there and think forever and wonder if the what if theory of could you have passed the bar, or maybe, maybe you were prepared, and next time when you go into, say, the February bar, are you really going to want to face it, or do you think you're going to psych yourself out further? Now, if you have some things going on in your life, like you've had your family falling apart or there's a death or something along those lines, I totally understand bailing out of the bar at this point because your concentration is just shattered. Um, so that's a different scenario. I'm just talking really in general terms to anybody who's sitting there and going, "I only got a 120 on my practice exam." Don't bail out. Hold yourself together. I wanted to bail out more than anything in the world, so people will probably sit there and say I'm a hypocrite, but um, honestly, I did. I wanted nothing more than to run and hide under my blankets for a week and never come out again. But it's not worth giving up. This is a future. It's not per se your future because maybe your path will go down a different place, but it's a future that you could have. And I think personally, any chance at a future is a chance worth taking. I don't want to live a life full of regret. And I hope you don't want to live a life full of regret either. I think you could do this. I might not even know you. If you're one of my friends and I know you, you know we've had this conversation because I don't think that it's worth you bailing out right now. And I will hunt you down and take you into the bar exam because I know you can do this. But even if I don't know you, which there's a grand possibility because I get messages from students every day that I have no idea who you are. Hi, thanks for following the blog. I really appreciate it. Uh, but if I don't know you, I still have confidence in you because A, I know you've been working. Regardless, I'm going to think in my head you've been working. But the other thing is, you went and sought out a bar exam advice blog because you wanted additional assistance. That's not something that somebody who can't pass the bar does. This is somebody who sought out help, knew they needed the additional assistance, and went for it. And that is a sign of an individual who is strong enough to get through the bar. Okay, so even if I don't know you personally, I believe you can get through the bar. And I don't think at all, it is worth bailing out at this point. I think all else fails, walk in there and take it. If you didn't pass, oh well. Like, and this is the other thing. Lots of people are sitting there going, if I fail, the world is over. If you follow my blog at all, you know that there is a blogger on my, well, he posted one, so I don't know if I'm going to consider him a blogger. Eric, you owe me more blogs. But anyway, Eric wrote a blog for me about being somebody who failed the bar previously and is retaking it right now. Good luck, Eric. He's in Colorado. Um, his life didn't end. He continued. He's a good person. Nobody judged him. If anybody judged him, they're not worth being his friend. Same goes for you. If people are mad at you because you didn't pass the bar, are they worth having in your life to begin with? Honestly, it is not the end of the world. Like, let's seriously think about this. And I did this to a student a couple days ago. If you fail the bar, will the world come to an end? No. If you fail the bar, will everybody stop caring about you or loving you? No. Um, if you fail the bar, will you'll never get a job? No. I mean, I passed the bar and I still don't have a real grown up job. Some say, but no, you'll get a job. If you fail the bar, will you never be a good attorney? Well, definitely hell no to that because there are several very, very good attorneys who have failed the bar. And you will hear all of their names probably in the next week because people think that that's a great way to make you feel better, and it's really not. But I won't give you the names. But I know there are several local attorneys in Central Florida who have failed the bar, and they're excellent attorneys. So that's not a concern. If you fail the bar, will aliens invade and take over the planet, and you will be subject to being an alien slave lord? No, unless you like watch the History Channel with that crazy guy who says that aliens have been on the planet for thousands of years. But I mean, that's how ridiculous it is. Nobody's going to judge you for failing the bar, and if they do, if it's an employer who's going to fail you or not hire you because you failed the bar, they're not worth working for in the first place. Second of all, if it is somebody who was supposed to be your friend or a loved one and stopped loving you because of the bar exam and that you didn't pass, they didn't love you enough as a person to begin with. So sorry, like I'm sure that they're wonderful people and don't think I'm being judgmental, but I just don't think they're worth your time. So there is nothing terribly wrong if you fail the bar. So take the chance. You could pass. You could surprise yourself. I surprised myself. I sat for 2 months convinced I failed. I did. You can ask anybody who I was friends with. I was completely convinced I would be sitting with you guys in Tampa in 2 weeks. Like, I was completely and utterly convinced because I figured there was no way I passed the bar. I'm not smart enough. Two people who sat behind me had a Harvard and a Yale sweatshirt on. I went to FAMU, okay? I did not go to like a top tier law school, and I was not, number one in my class or any of that stuff, and I passed the bar because I tried. And that's the beauty of it is try. You will amaze yourself at how much you know. And regardless of what happens, if no one else says this, I will say it. I'm incredibly proud of you. I might not know you, but I'm so proud of you. It takes a lot of fortitude and a lot of courage and a lot of bravery and a lot of sleepless nights to get to the bar exam. It is an incredible feat in itself just to take the exam. Okay? And so, if no one else tells you this, I'm proud of you. I'm very, very proud. And I believe in you. And I believe that you can do this. And so don't bail out, okay? Please, I will beg of you, please don't bail out. And then when you pass, you can write for me. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna sucker you into writing for me. You can submit your stories to me, and then we'll talk about how hard it was, and then we'll open the eyes of the legal community because I really feel like they need to know how god awful this time period is in any young attorney's life. So that long ramble was all about trying to convince you to take the bar. If you have problems, if you need me, my phone number is 215-490-3621. You are better off texting me than calling me. But I will answer as many messages as I can. And if you need to just talk it out, I'm more than available. My email is there. You can get me through the website. You can get me through Facebook or Twitter. And I will be more than happy to talk you into taking the bar. And then the other thing is, any more questions or concerns that do come up in the next 2 weeks, please send them in. I will answer them via video. I know you're really probably tired of me and my voice and what I look like. Too bad you came to my blog. So send those questions in. I will get to them, subject matter or just personal. All right? So good luck, superheroes. Get back to studying. You got 2 weeks. You can do this. All right? Talk to you later.